Mr. Trump's youngest son, Barron, apparently now will not be a delegate at the RNC this summer.
When people hear the name Barron Trump, they might think of wealth and privilege, with his life splashed across tabloid covers. But as usual, the real story is much deeper. Barron's life is more than just the headlines. He has had a unique upbringing, kept away from the public eye. Who is this young man? Is it the usual tale of someone going from rags to riches or a spoiled heir? Join us as we embark on an astonishing adventure to reveal the unexpected story of Donald Trump's youngest son. Barron's arrival was a big surprise for Melania and Donald Trump, as well as everyone else. Just a year after they got married, they welcomed this little miracle baby. Melania has openly called Barron a miracle in interviews and public appearances, explaining that the pregnancy wasn't planned. Donald Trump has also shared his surprise, but emphasized that surprises can be wonderful, and that's exactly how they felt about Barron. Both Melania and Donald have been very vocal about how much they adored Barron right from the start. Donald often talks about how special Barron is and what a fantastic young man he's become. Even though Barron wasn't part of their initial plan, they've made it clear how deeply they love and cherish him. He's become an irreplaceable part of their lives. Melania frequently mentions the joy Barron has brought them, describing him as a little bundle of energy and personality, who filled a space in their hearts they didn't even know was empty. Donald admires Barron's intelligence and personality, and it shows in their public appearances and interviews. Barron's birth was a positive turning point for the Trump family. Selecting a name for their newest child was quite an exciting journey for Trump and Melania. Initially, Trump had a specific name in mind, one he always admired but hadn't used for their other sons, including Barron. However, at the last moment, he had a change of heart. He revealed to Melania that Barron was a name he'd cherished for a long time, but never felt confident enough to use, even this time. Donald even thought about changing his mind entirely. This twist came up later during an appearance on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Donald admitted his last-minute doubts about Barron. However, Melania had already grown fond of the name. She jokingly argued that it wouldn't be fair to take it away after using it throughout her pregnancy. So Barron it was, but there's more to the story behind the name. Donald drew inspiration from his past when choosing Barron for his son. The name comes from Trump's well-known alias, John Barron, which he extensively used during his real estate career in the 1980s. Although the alias itself didn't last, Trump's fondness for the name Barron certainly did. This connection to his past, along with the personal significance of the name, ultimately led him to give it to their youngest son. Barron Trump didn't have the usual rich kid upbringing. Instead of being looked after by lots of nannies, his family did things differently. It's fascinating to compare how they raised him to the more common way wealthy families do. Melania, Barron's mom, was hands-on in raising him. She chose not to hire a nanny and wanted to be there for him, especially during these important growing up years. Making his lunches herself is just one example of how committed she was to being there for him every single day. In a magazine interview in 2015, Melania talked about why she decided not to hire a nanny for Barron. She was open about it, saying she believes parents have a big role in shaping their child's early years, which sets the stage for everything that comes after. Melania isn't just saying this, she's actively involved in every part of Barron's life. Sure, they might get a bit of help now and then, but Melania is always there for Barron, whether it's picking him up from school or just being there for him every day. She lives up to her reputation as a dedicated and involved mom. People often say, like father, like son, when referring to Barron Trump. They used to call him Little Donald, but at 6'8", there's nothing little about him anymore. From a very young age, Barron showed that he had a strong will and independent nature, traits he seemed to have inherited from his father, Donald Trump. Just as some children take after their parents, Barron has his father's stubborn streak. There's an amusing story from when Barron was just 2.5 years old. Tony Sinkle, who used to look after him, shared this tale in a 2016 interview with Inside Edition. According to Tony, little Barron, sitting in his high chair, once looked at him seriously and said, "Tony, sit down. We need to talk." Even Barron's mother, Melania Trump, acknowledges his strong-minded nature. She jokingly calls him Little Donald, because of his assertive and determined personality. Another interesting similarity between Barron and his father is their shared love for golf. Whenever Donald's busy schedule allows, they enjoy playing golf together. Melania has mentioned that golf is their favorite father-son activity. Barron's passion for the sport started at a young age and has become an important hobby for him. At just 5 years old, he even expressed a desire to play golf professionally. It seems he wants to follow in his father's footsteps both on the golf course and perhaps in the business world someday. Barron also enjoys the finer things in life, which is not surprising given his family's wealthy lifestyle. Melania has noted that Barron likes to dress up, much like his father. She has seen him wearing suits and ties on various occasions. Donald takes immense pride in his son. His body language often shows his deep affection and support for Barron, even when they are in public. Despite their busy lives, both Donald and Melania make sure to prioritize their roles as parents. They cherish every moment they can spend with Barron and are committed to guiding him as he grows up and moves toward adulthood. As we discussed earlier, golf holds a special place in Barron's heart. It's not just a sport for him. It has evolved into a cherished father-son tradition. Melania, his mother, often highlights how these golfing sessions have created a strong bond between Barron and his father, Donald Trump. Typically, their days together might involve a delightful dinner followed by quality time on the golf course. This routine provides a sweet and meaningful way for them to connect. Melania has also shared insights into Barron's admiration for his father's business skills. Both business and golf are areas where father and son share a deep passion. Interestingly, Barron isn't just focused on sports and business. He has a penchant for building things. Melania mentioned that Barron enjoys taking things apart and reassembling them, which shows his creativity and technical skills. He often creates detailed drawings, demonstrating his precision and craftsmanship, which are hallmarks of an innovative mind. While Barron's dreams and interests might evolve, it seems likely that he will inherit some of his father's business acumen. Golf is not Barron's only sporting interest. He has a genuine passion for soccer as well. Unlike many who simply enjoy watching the sport, Barron actively participates. He has played for both the DC United Under-12 team and their development academy. His dedication to soccer was evident back in 2017 when he played for the Arlington Soccer Association's Under-14 team. Barron's connection to professional soccer was further solidified when DC United, a Major League Soccer team, visited the White House and gifted him a personalized, signed black and red soccer ball. This special moment created a unique link between Barron and the world of professional soccer. Both Melania and Donald Trump see Barron as a talented athlete. Melania has often talked about how Barron's athletic abilities were evident from a young age. Donald also recognizes Barron's natural talent and applauds his commitment to improving his skills. Beyond his talent, Barron has another advantage in his athletic pursuits: his impressive height. Photos often show him towering over his already tall father, which has led some to speculate about his potential in other sports like basketball. However, for now, Barron seems content to focus on soccer and golf. Barron Trump's education has been quite a journey through some of the best schools, showing just how special his upbringing is. Imagine starting at Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School in New York City, one of the top private schools, all while your dad is the President of the United States. That's exactly what Barron did, getting a great education right in the middle of the busy city. When the Trumps moved to Washington, D.C., Barron easily switched to St. Andrew's Episcopal School. Melania, Barron's mom, especially liked this school for its mix of students and a strong focus on learning. St. Andrew's goal of understanding and inspiring each student in a friendly environment matched perfectly with the Trump family's values. This change in schools wasn't just a move. It showed a new approach to education. St. Andrew Church, with its higher cost, stood out compared to the private Quaker schools like Sidwell Friends, usually chosen by families of past presidents. In 2021, after President Trump's term ended, the family moved to sunny Florida. Here, Barron joined Oxbridge Academy, another top college prep school. His arrival was quite an event, even prompting a public announcement to welcome him and his Secret Service detail, which is far from a typical school sign-up. Starting fresh can be tough, but with his family settling into Palm Beach, Barron seems to be adjusting well. Life after the White House comes with its own set of challenges for the Trumps. They still get public attention, but they also enjoy a new sense of freedom. Throughout all these changes, Barron has shown a remarkable ability to adapt in strength, handling changes in schools and locations with maturity and grace. It will be fascinating to see where Barron Trump's educational path leads him. In 2017, Barron Trump achieved something truly memorable for his fifth-grade class. Imagine being the president's son and planning a field trip to the White House for 80 of your classmates. What an epic adventure! This amazing trip took the young students straight to Washington, D.C., the heart of the nation. Barron's classmates were treated like VIPs. They enjoyed a scrumptious buffet lunch and then went on a special guided tour of the White House. The highlight of the day was meeting President Trump in person. He gave an inspiring speech about patriotism and chasing your dreams, words that surely left a lasting impact on the kids. Dressed in their best clothes, the students enjoyed every moment of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. They explored the famous building, creating unforgettable memories. After a full day of activities, the students stayed overnight at a hotel before returning home. Barron's field trip beautifully showed what it's like to be a child living in the White House. It mixed incredible privileges with attempts to keep things normal for these kids growing up in unique circumstances. This was more than just a field trip. It was Barron's way of sharing his extraordinary world with his classmates, creating a memory they would cherish forever. Barron Trump is a young man with many interests beyond just school and sports. He has developed a strong interest in fashion and skincare, areas where he seems to take a lot of inspiration from his mother, Melania Trump. Melania, known for her great fashion sense, has passed on her good taste to her son. From an early age, Barron showed an interest in dressing well. Unlike many boys his age, he liked wearing ties and carefully choosing his outfits, something that might remind one of his father, Donald Trump, who is also known for his unique style. This mix of influences from both parents has helped shape Barron's special fashion sense. A key moment came in 2013 when Melania gave an interview and mentioned her son's good taste and appreciation for a neat look. This was an early sign that Barron was developing a strong interest in fashion, much like his mother. But it wasn't until June 2017 that Barron made a big public splash in the world of fashion. At just 11 years old, he visited the White House wearing a simple yet trendy gray ringer tee from J.Crew, which had the bold inscription, "The Expert," printed on it. This simple fashion choice quickly became a hit. The shirt sold out within hours and social media was buzzing with reactions. Twitter users even created a funny account named after him, calling him The Expert. This incident showed the powerful influence that children of celebrities can have on the fashion industry. Barron's impact was similar to that of other celebrity children like Harper Beckham and Prince George, whose fashion choices also often become must-have items for many. Barron's journey in fashion didn't stop there. As he grew older, his love for fashion only grew stronger, earning him the status of a young fashion icon, though this was never his goal. Melania's influence on Barron went beyond clothing. As someone deeply involved in the fashion world, she played a big role in shaping his growing tastes. But her guidance didn't stop at fashion, it extended to skincare as well. Melania introduced Barron to the world of high-end skincare products, emphasizing the importance of a thorough grooming routine. Under her guidance, Barron developed his skincare routine, trying out luxury products like the Caviar Complex E2 Moisturizer, a limited edition cream that Melania herself liked. She often praised this cream for its refreshing scent and luxurious feel, a sentiment that Barron seemed to share. This skincare routine is another part of Barron's refined taste, clearly influenced by his mother's elegance and attention to detail. Barron Trump isn't just the president's son, he's a young trendsetter with a keen sense of style, especially when it comes to his shoes. Like many teens today, Barron has a deep love for sneakers, and there's one brand that stands out for him: New Balance. We've seen numerous photos of him rocking fashionable New Balance sneakers, with the New Balance 574 Core becoming his go-to choice. These sneakers have been a staple in his wardrobe since his dad became president. Barron has mastered the art of casual cool, effortlessly pairing his favorite New Balances with a variety of outfits. His style isn't limited to casual settings. He's shown versatility in his fashion choices. Remember that time in 2020 when he pulled off a look that was both laid-back and stylish? He wore a sleek black pair of New Balances with a green Alpha Industries bomber jacket, proving that classic pieces can make a modern statement. And who could forget the reflective details on another pair of New Balances that turned heads when he arrived at the White House with his parents? Every time Barron steps out, his shoes tell a little story. But the appeal of the New Balance 574 core goes beyond just looks. These sneakers offer the perfect mix of style and comfort at an affordable price, retailing for around $80. This makes them a practical choice for a busy teenager like Barron. His choice of footwear reflects his evolving personal style, a smart blend of classic designs like the 574 and modern touches like reflective detailing. He experiments with different looks, from camel suede versions paired with a red puffer jacket to layered gray pairs that complement a more sophisticated ensemble. Whether he's dressing up or down, Barron gravitates towards timeless pieces with a touch of understated elegance. His fashion choices are a way for him to express himself and explore his own identity. With each outfit, he's making a fashion statement, leaving his mark on the style world. Barron Trump may be the president's son, but he's carving out his path, one stylish step at a time. Barron Trump is quite exceptional when it comes to languages, especially considering his young age. Being able to speak 3 languages fluently is a big deal, and Barron seems to have a special talent for picking up new languages. It all started when he began learning his mom's native language, Slovenian. Barron showed a natural gift for languages from a very early age. His journey began with the aim of mastering Slovenian, and by the impressive age of 5, he had already achieved fluency. This meant he could have fluent conversations with his mom and grandparents, which gave him a whole new way to connect with them. Melania Trump, understandably proud, shared this achievement in a 2009 interview with People magazine. Even at the age of 3, Barron was already navigating both Slovenian and English effortlessly. And as if that wasn't impressive enough, he was also starting to learn French. Melania couldn't hide her pride in her son's abilities when she appeared on the Joy Behar show in 2011. Barron's fluency in multiple languages at such a tender age is truly remarkable. It seems like languages come naturally to him, and his ability to speak several languages is something worth admiring. Barron Trump made history by being the first son of a U.S. president to live in the White House in a long time, going back to John F. Kennedy Jr.'s days. It felt like for many years, presidents only had daughters. This pattern began in 1963, with no sons of presidents around the White House for a while. So Barron Trump being there as a son stands out in history. Barron Trump's life changed a lot when his father, Donald Trump, became the president of the United States. The move from the busy and lively New York City to the grand and old White House was a huge change. For almost 5 months, the Trump family was temporarily apart. Melania Trump and Barron stayed behind in their fancy apartment in Trump Tower so that Barron could finish his school year without any breaks. Meanwhile, Donald Trump had already moved into the White House to start his presidential job. This choice to wait before moving shows how much Melania and Donald Trump valued Barron's education and stability. When the school year ended, Melania and Barron joined Donald Trump in Washington, D.C., bringing the family back together. This was the start of a new chapter for all of them. For Melania, becoming First Lady meant taking on a much more public role. At first, she kept a fairly low profile, but this soon changed. As the First Lady, she was expected to tackle important issues such as online bullying, supporting veterans, and helping women and girls. She started attending official events and went on international trips, taking on her role with new visibility and responsibility. For young Barron, moving to the White House brought a mix of challenges and opportunities. Living in such a high-profile place meant that he was always surrounded by the world of politics. He could no longer enjoy the relative privacy he had in New York. Instead, he was pushed into the public eye, facing the pressures and expectations that came with his father's presidency. However, it wasn't all hard for Barron. Living in the White House and being part of a presidential family gave him unique opportunities that few others could imagine. He got to see amazing historical sites, met important leaders, and saw firsthand how the highest levels of government worked. These experiences, though intense, greatly helped his personal growth. They helped him become tougher, understand public service better, and appreciate the complexities of political life. Moreover, his family's support was very important in helping Barron handle these changes. Melania especially worked hard to make sure he kept a sense of normalcy and stability. Despite the demands of her role as First Lady, she stayed a dedicated mother, always putting Barron's well-being first. Moving to the White House also meant that Barron had to get used to new routines and surroundings. He had to adjust to the constant presence of Secret Service agents, the splendor of the White House, and the many official events and ceremonies. This was very different from his previous life in New York, where he enjoyed more privacy and freedom. As time went on, Barron got used to his new surroundings. He found ways to make his own space and keep some parts of his old life. His schooling continued, and he made new friends, slowly but surely finding his place in this unfamiliar world. Barron Trump's early life remains somewhat mysterious. Born on March 20th, 2006, Barron William Trump is the youngest child of former President Donald Trump and his wife, Melania Trump. Despite being born into a family that is constantly in the public eye, his parents made a significant effort to provide him with a normal childhood. Imagine growing up in Trump Tower in New York City, a place filled with luxury and grandeur. For most people, living in such a place would be a dream come true. Yet, for Barron, it was simply home. His parents were dedicated to keeping him out of the relentless media spotlight. Melania Trump in particular played a significant role in this. She was very hands-on, ensuring that Barron's life remained as private and normal as possible, despite the family's fame. When Donald Trump was inaugurated as the President of the United States, the family moved to Washington, D.C. This could have been a challenging transition for any child, especially moving to the White House, a place steeped in history and constant scrutiny. But once again, Melania was determined to shield Barron from the public eye. She prioritized his well-being and normalcy over the public demands of their family's new role. This effort seemed to have paid off, as Barron has managed to grow up with a sense of normalcy despite the extraordinary circumstances. Barron also has a unique family dynamic. He shares a close bond with his nieces and nephews, who are surprisingly close to him in age. His oldest sibling, Donald Trump Jr., is 29 years older than him, making the family tree quite interesting. This considerable age gap means that Barron is closer in age to his nieces and nephews than to some of his siblings. Imagine having a niece who is almost the same age as you. Donald Trump, Barron's father, already has 10 grandchildren, ranging from toddlers to teenagers. The eldest grandchild, Kai, is Donald Trump Jr.'s daughter, who is 16 years old. This means that Barron has a niece who is practically his peer. This closeness in age allows Barron to connect with his nieces and nephews in a way that is quite special. They share common interests and experiences, bridging the generational gap that often exists in families with a wide age range. Barron Trump is about to become an adult, a time filled with many options and decisions. He's been given a strong base for his future, which means he has many different paths to explore and skills to develop. Although his childhood dreams may have changed, his family's strong connections to the business world, especially with Donald Trump as his father, make us wonder if Barron will follow a similar path. He could get significant help and advice in the business world, making it a promising option to think about. But Barron's love for sports, especially golf, could also lead to exciting opportunities in that area, either as an athlete or in sports-related businesses. His interest in fashion and grooming suggests he might explore the fashion industry or start his fashion projects. Melania Trump is deeply committed to Barron's future success, actively guiding him through his education journey. She's made sure he's financially secure and well-supported. While she doesn't appear in public often, her dedication to Barron's future is strong. As he enters this next chapter, Melania's support will continue to be important. Barron's future looks bright as he grows and finds his passions. Whether he follows his father's path in business or tries new things, only time will tell. His various interests, ability to speak multiple languages, and determination to make his way make him different from others his age. Barron Trump is bound to surprise us all as he leaves his mark on the world. What are your thoughts on Barron Trump's background and likely prospects? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Thanks for watching another episode of Voyager. While you are still here, make sure to click the video on your screen for more quality content.